there everyone, Kat with Georgia Media here. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can create, import, and share drip campaigns in the Georgia Media CRM. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get right into it. So now that we're logged into our Georgia CRM, we're going to head on over to our marketing tab on the left-hand side. Then we're going to go to the page titled Drip Campaigns. So I'm going to walk you guys through creating, importing, and also sharing campaigns in our system. I first want to start by creating a campaign. So we're going to go ahead and go to the upper right-hand corner and click Add New Campaign. First thing we're going to do is name our campaign. So today's Tuesday. I'm just going to call this my Fun Tuesday campaign. The next thing we'll do is we'll switch the status over from disable to active. All campaigns need to be made active prior to using them. Description, you can write anything you'd like here. For today, I'm just going to say, this is my latest and greatest campaign. The next thing we'll need to do is pick out our start trigger and our stop trigger. So in order to start a campaign, you have to pick from one of three ways to have it trigger and attach to your clients. The first start trigger you could do by moving a lead to a certain pipeline stage. So I can say, anytime I move one of my clients to the pipeline stage appointment set, that would trigger for them to be added to my Fun Tuesday campaign, and any steps I go on to create here will start going out to that client. One thing to keep in mind here, if you're going to start a campaign by a pipeline stage, it is defaulting to that transaction 1 pipeline stage you see in your client's contact records. If you are working with transaction 2 clients and you do want to start it by a pipeline, just make sure you're checking off the box to start and stop on transaction 2. If you don't want to start it by a pipeline stage, your other option is to start it by a tag. So I can say, anytime I add the tag accepted offer to one of my clients, that's going to trigger for them to be added to my Fun Tuesday campaign. Any steps I go on to create will start going out to that client. So while you can select a tag that's already created in your system from this dropdown, you're also able to create a new tag from here as well. So I can go ahead and click this button here and create a whole new tag for my system. Your last option here, if you don't want to start it by a pipeline or a tag, you can actually start a campaign by a lead source. So what I could do here is I could say, anytime I have a client come over from realtor.com, something you would need to set up here in your lead sourcing, the client coming over from Realtor, they would automatically be added to my Fun Tuesday campaign. Any steps I created here will start going out to them. So you do have to pick one of the 3 options here. Now that we chose our start, so I picked the lead source Realtor, I'm now going to decide how I want the campaign to stop being attached to my clients. So you have to pick from one of 2 ways here. So what I could do is I could say, I want to stop it by moving a lead to a certain pipeline stage. So while they're coming in from realtor.com and being added to my campaign, steps are going out to them. But if I move my client to the pipeline stage lost, that would take them off of my Fun Tuesday campaign and no further steps would go out to them. Your last option here, so if you don't want to stop it by a pipeline, you do have the option to stop it by a tag. So again, they're coming in from Realtor, they're being added to Fun Tuesday, steps are going out to them. But if I select my stop as, let's just say the tag past client, the second I add the tag past client to somebody on this campaign, they'd be taken off of it and no further steps would go out to them. Now that everything looks good here, I chose my start and I chose my stop, I'm going to go ahead and click Save Campaign. The page is going to refresh a bit, and now I'm going to have the ability to add steps, so the actual campaign part. We're going to go ahead and create a step by clicking Add Steps. While there's no limit to how many steps you can have for each campaign, there are a few different action types you can choose from for each step. So you can choose between having an email step, a text, a reminder, or a call. Steps like email and text, you're actually going to pre-create the messages right here in your drip campaign. And they're going to go out to your clients based on the time you set here. So our system's not going to prompt you to send the email or send the text. They're just going to go out at the time you've set here. Steps like reminder and call, since our system can't do those things for you and it requires some work on your side, at the time that these steps are due, they're actually going to appear on your main dashboard under the follow-up section, just to let you know what you need to do for that reminder or who you need to make that phone call to. For today, let's just say we want to have an email step. The next thing we would need to decide is whether or not this is going to be a wait campaign or a date campaign. Each drip campaign you create in our system has to be completely one or the other, so completely wait steps or completely date steps. There's no mix and matching here. What you would use date for, a lot of our clients will use it for things like holiday emails they plan on sending out. So I can say, this is my awesome Halloween email I want to go out to my clients added to this campaign. I'm going to go ahead and choose my date. So I'm going to go ahead and choose October. We're going to do October 31st. And now I have to specify a time I want this email to go out. So I can say it's going to go out on Halloween, and I want it to go out at about 7 p.m. So this would mean that if a client's added to my Fun Tuesday campaign, they won't be getting an email from me until Halloween, so October 31st at 7 p.m. If you don't want to do a date campaign, your other option is to have a wait campaign. This is actually how all of our Georgia campaigns are set up as well. How this would work is if I do wait 0 number of days, that means that this email is going to go out automatically. So the second somebody gets added to my Fun Tuesday campaign, they're getting the email I'm pre-crafting here on the second they're added. If I do anything else other than 0, so I wait 2 days, now I'm going to need to specify a time I want this email to go out. So I could say 2 days at 5 p.m. So for example, let's just say I have a client that gets added to my Fun Tuesday campaign right now. They won't be getting an email from me. So today's Tuesday. They won't be getting an email from me until Thursday at 5 p.m., since this is how I have this email set up here. So now that we talked about creating our own campaigns in the system, let's go over how to import our Jarja crafted campaigns for use. So to do that, we're going to go into our Import Drip Campaign tab. And if you haven't imported any of our campaigns over already, you're going to have a full list here of all the Jarja crafted campaigns created by our CEO, Jared James, for you guys. So for example, let's just say we might want to use this online seller lead follow-up. If we click on the number of steps here, it is going to give us a complete overview of everything included in this campaign. And I can even click on a step. So for example, here's a shoot a video step. And if I click on this, it'll actually give me a preview of everything the step entails. If everything looks good here, I know I want to use this. I'm going to go ahead and click this checkbox over the number of steps. And then I'm going to click Import from Jarja Media. That's going to bring the campaign right over from your import section into my campaigns for you to use. However, before actually using our campaigns, there are a few things you're going to need to set up. So for example, let's just say we want to actually start using our over 6-month buyer lead follow-up campaign here. The first thing, our campaigns don't automatically come over as active. And as I mentioned a bit earlier, all campaigns need to be made active prior to using them. So we can do this one of two ways. Either we can activate it by clicking on this gray icon here. It's going to ask, are you sure you want to activate the campaign? We can click confirm. Or what we could do is we can click on the number of steps. It'll take us right into the campaign, and we can actually switch the status right here to active. The next thing, so in some of our campaigns, we don't actually specify a start trigger and a stop trigger for you. So as I walked you guys through when creating your own campaign, the same thing would apply here for our Jarja campaigns. You would need to go in and decide how you want the campaign to trigger and attach to your clients, and also how you'd like it to trigger and unattach from your clients. The other thing that we do recommend doing is if you go down to the steps here, text and email steps, since they are pre-crafted in your campaigns, and they just go right out to your client based on the time set, we do recommend going in and possibly just giving it a quick look, so editing by clicking that pencil mark, and just making sure that everything we wrote here makes sense for your area. Of course, we all work in different areas, so we might say things a little bit differently here in Connecticut than you do where you live. And the other thing is also personalizing it, kind of giving it your own voice. So I do recommend going into text and email steps and just giving it a quick glance. Since our Jarja campaigns are oh so customizable, you also do have the ability to completely remove a step. So for example, we do have this shoot a video step. If this doesn't make sense for you, you can always just delete the step by clicking the trash can icon here. When working with campaigns in our CRM, there are a few other options available to you that I just wanted to go over with you guys. So the first thing, if you're working with a team, you do have the ability to actually share a campaign to other users in your system. This would depend on the permissions your account has, but how you would do this is, for example, we did create this Fun Tuesday campaign. Let's just say I want to share it to all users in my system. If I click on this icon here, it's going to say share confirmation. Are you sure you want to share the strip campaign to everybody? If I confirm this, this would mean that every agent in my system would have my campaign, so my Fun Tuesday campaign, it would be in their import drip campaign section. And if they'd like to use it, they would walk through the same steps that I showed you guys when importing our Georgia campaigns. So they would just check off the box over the number of steps, click import from Georgia Media, and it'll take that campaign you shared with them right over into my campaigns for them to start using. The other option you have here, so if you don't want to share with everybody, maybe there's just a specific person you want to share this campaign with, you are able to do that by clicking this icon here, and it's going to say share confirmation, share to. It'll give you the full list of other users in your system and who you're able to share this campaign with. So for example, I want to share this campaign with Bob Barker. I'm going to do share to Bob, confirm. In Bob's account, same thing as sharing with everybody. The campaign's going to go right into his import drip campaign section. He would check off the box for the number of steps, click import from Georgia Media, and he would now have that campaign available to him. The other cool feature we have here is we do have a way to copy a campaign. So for example, I did set up this Fun Tuesday campaign as just for my Realtor.com clients. Let's just say I love this campaign. I also want to use it for my Listings to Leads clients. I can actually click on this copy icon. It's going to say, are you sure you want to copy? I'll click confirm. And now we can see I have a Fun Tuesday campaign copy. If I go into the campaign here, the same setup's going to be in the edit campaign section. So it'll show I'm filtering by the lead source realtor. I'm stopping by the tag pass client. This is totally adjustable. So as I was saying, let's just say I love this campaign. I created it for my realtor.com clients, but I also want it to be for my listings to leads clients. I can go ahead and change the name copy to listings to leads. And then I would just change the source to listings to leads instead of realtor. Then now I'd have the same exact campaign that's going to my realtor clients, also going to my listings to leads clients. So that's definitely a perk of copying campaigns in our system. And that's pretty much the entirety of the campaigns. Of course, if you have any questions at all, you can always reach out to us at support@georgiamedia.com, or during our normal business hours, you can give us a call at 203-283-4240. We're happy to help.